I've just been sort of checking out, jacked up the front end and stuff. It's all fine, you know, like it's, I can't find anything wrong except that front left hand engine mount, top engine mount. It could be nipped up, but to do that I'm going to have to pull the radiator and stuff off, which is okay because I want to pull it off and flush it out and all that sort of stuff anyway. And now I'm lying down here, I thought I might just quickly change the oil in the diff, then I might take it around the block and come back and change the engine oil as well, and then eventually the gearbox oil. This will be interesting to see. What the oil's like in the final drive here, if there's any in there. There would be. No, it's not great, but I've seen worse. So I still don't know what's wrong with it. It's just weird. However, I've committed myself, paid the registration fee to go to the Farcan rally that I've been talking about, that I was talking about last year. I went on the Harley. Nothing quite like taking a Harley to a BMW rally, to win friends and influence people. I've got about 2 to 3 weeks to get this bike into some kind of rideable condition to go there and back. It's not far, like as I've said before, you know, if I've got to ride it at 60 k's I will. I might be able to squeeze 80 out of her on the straight. We shall see. Right, so we're just going to go around the block a bit, warm things up till he's ready, aren't you? Come back and change the oil. Well, I was thinking when I started it up just before that the fuel pump's not as noisy. However, now that I'm sitting back on it, it seems a bit noisy again. So we'll have to, you know, have a look at that. Oh, found neutral, did we? It's the lightest change in gearbox I've ever experienced. Where's that microphone and stuff? Where is that microphone? Where is it? There it is there. I think that's where it is anyway. Well, I guess we'll soon find out. If we can't hear anything. So we'll just go up here a bit, just to refresh ourselves as to how terrifying this thing is to ride. And it is. I've never seen anything like this thing. I just spent, you know, a couple of hours on the old thing, the German girl. I wonder I should just take the bloody front end off. Maybe it just sort of steers too quickly. We'll give that some thought. It's a bit windy out here today, and oh, Skippy. No, he's going to go up the middle of the road, is he? Oh, here's the other one. This is my local mob. I suppose they range around about, I don't know, at least At least 20 square kilometres. No more. Yeah, silly buggers. It's just weird how this might be. I know I keep saying the same old thing, going around the same old block, don't I? I'm just going to go over these bumps here. I don't know. I think we're going to stop for a moment and put our jacket on because it's not that warm. Now you stop there and wait, darling. I just reaffixed that, but it hasn't dried. Change the final drive oil, go on for a ride, come back, put change the engine oil. Although actually, you know, it's getting to the point where the day's nearly done, isn't it? Yeah, it won't be long. Well, you want a jacket for yourself, do you? Well, you got one. She's hilarious. She doesn't like anything like wooden winter jackets or whatever, you know. You put one on her and she turns into one of those fainting goats. Don't you? Hör doch auf, Kleiner. Das reicht aber jetzt langsam, oder? This is, you can see here, right? This is a car battery, which is a good idea, but it's in a container, but it just sits there. So where's my other glove, darling? Where's my glove gone? Must be on the back of the bus, is it? Ja. Wo ist es denn? Ja? Meine Handschuhe. Wo ist es aber? Mr. Clutch, yeah. I suppose if I lift my visor I might be able to see what I'm doing. There we go. So I bought a couple of some eye bolts and some straps, and I'm going to strap it in. Just do a simple job, just drill some holes. And, fiberglass and just mount them through like that. Keep it still. Don't like the idea of a battery, you know, wandering about the place. I'll be back in a sec, just going to check that mic. It's actually getting quite windy. Oh, you bugger. Alright then, let's have another go, shall we? So if I take this for a ride and warm it up to change the engine oil and come back and don't change the engine oil, that means I can do it again tomorrow. Yes, well, what can I say? And this girl won't mind. Doesn't mind a bit of a motorcycle ride.
So where was I? I don't know. Changed the diff oil, the final drive oil. I think I've seen worse, but then I guess I'm just used to seeing engine oil these days, so you know. It'd be interesting to see what it's like when I do change this engine oil. I jacked the bike up, checked out the front end again, just thinking maybe there's, you know, steering play or something that I've missed, but there isn't. So sure, that wind's not helping. I just put a bit of air in the back tyre, about 30 something. Now I said, I committed myself to riding this, or at least committed myself to going to the Sidecar rally in about 3 weeks' time. So somehow or other I've got to get it more or less rideable to go that far. I don't know how I'm going to do it, because I still haven't found out what's really wrong with it. As I said, the front left-hand engine mount is like slightly loose, but I can't see that causing movement, but it's also around where that radiator is loose as well, that left-hand radiator mount. So I'm going to have to tomorrow, I guess I'll pull that off and see if there's anything going on there. This wind's coming that way, and it's really blowing the bike to the right even more. I'm just going to go up the corner here and back, but I feel like I've got to ride like this, you know, which of course you sometimes have to do, but there's way too much movement in this thing. I'm beginning to wonder what to do. Like, I checked under the Sidecar chassis as well, made sure all the mounting bolts were tight there and blah blah blah. Still can't find anything. So I'm at a loss still, but if I can get it to the Sidecar rally, you know, which I can, and I'll just ride it like this, it takes all day. They've got some mates going to say they're talking about going, Gaz and Woz and some others, maybe Uli, Al Pennycould will be there, and if I can get it as far as there, you know, he's a Sidecar bloke, he can tell me what he thinks. You know, take for a lap round the race course or something, you know. But we're doing 60 kilometres an hour, and that's fast enough. You know, normally on a K100 I wouldn't even be in top gear at 60 kilometres an hour. You'd change up at about 80, you know. And my school of thought, you know, my thinking about the Sidecar rally is that if I just keep riding it, I might get used to it enough to ride it at something approaching highway speeds. It's like there's a hinge in the middle of it, you know, everything's just wobbling everywhere. The funny thing is, though, is that, like, you go over bumps and dirt and stuff, it doesn't seem to make any difference. It doesn't get worse. But at least if I, you know, change the oil and give it a good clean up, the poor old thing, you know, at least I'll feel, you know, my conscience will be a little bit better. I mean, I could take the Harley again, but it's got its own issues at the moment. It's got a massive oil leak somewhere. I just had a very quick look at it earlier on while I was dragging this one out, and can't see anything immediately what's going to cause it, so I'm going to have to, you know, degrease the whole thing and give it a wash and all that kind of stuff, and find the cause, you know. I get the feeling it's going to be something like base gaskets, something like that, you know. It's incredibly frustrating motorcycle and sidecar combination, it must be said. Hello Tilly, yes, you're a lovely girl. Oh, you're a lovely girl. She had a good trip to Coffs with me last week. We had to go up to Coffs to do some, no, you stop there, do some prosthetic stuff. I stayed with my mate Mark, and then I took her to Milestone Beach, and there was nobody else on the beach, so that was brilliant. She had to run around, and I don't know whether that's the first time she's really been properly to the beach, you know, and had, you know, chased a ball and got into the water and had a bit of a swim and got dumped. Kind of the, you know, like Great Australian Rite of Passage. Girl. Give me that ball. Good. Come on. Good girl. Ah, good pup. Ah, good girl. Sort of stuff, you know. This seat isn't really that comfortable. It pushes you forward a bit more than I'd like it to. Yeah, it's going to go again. You can trust me. Well, we hope it's going to go again. And we'll go home, eh? Go and see that Keith. Yeah, the motor's good, gearbox is good, clutch is good. I always find this really annoying, this it's like a circuit tester light. It won't go out until you press both pedals, you know. And if it doesn't go out then, that means you've got some kind of break in your circuit, you know. Anyway, we've got about 3 weeks to get something happening. And to be honest, I'm doing so little riding these days, and certainly not any more than day rides, you know. I'll be struggling to ride any further than Tottenham. Come back this way with the crosswind coming that way. It's not nearly as frightening, though it's still frightening. It's kind of normal frightening. Danged if I know what it is. Still haven't fixed that bloody mirror. I got a thing about not fixing mirrors, it seems. Fucking hell. I don't know whether I mentioned this in my last video or whatever, but the front brakes on this, the twin disc on the leading link, are off a Kawasaki GTR 1000, and they work pretty well, better than the Harley, which is not saying much, but you know. It's a curious thing to do though, because I mean the K100 brakes aren't bad either. I mean they're of their day. You know, modern brakes are incredible compared to old bikes, you know. But it's ridiculous how this mirror is perfectly fine. I can see where I'm going, but I always end up looking in that one. So what are we doing? We're up to what? Oh, 70, nearly 70. But I couldn't ride this like this at 90 or 100 k's. You know, like it's sort of gentle sidecar road speeds. You know, the Harley sits on 100 without any issues. But this is another story. Anyway, I've said it 9 times already today. I'll say it again. We've got a couple of weeks or so, 3 weeks, to try and sort something. Oh, must be nearly 75 there. Yeah, I like this motor and gearbox. I do. It's you know, these things are not Harleys. But it's an entirely different kind of motorcycle. I've never understood people who go, oh, you can only ride this, or you know, only Harleys are good, or only Triumphs are good, or whatever. You know, I've gone on about that before too, you know, the whole brand snobbery thing. I think it's just ridiculous. I mean, you know, you can't have, you know, a dozen wives, can you? You know, for a variety. So you might as well have you might as well have a few different bikes to give you an entirely different riding experience. You know, this is an entirely different bike than the Harley. It doesn't make it better or worse, it's just different, a different kind of ride. Each is enjoyable as the other, you know. He says, sounding like a complete twat. I'm turning into a bush driver, and I didn't even use the blinkers once. how embarrassing. You can't even find them on this thing. It's ridiculous. Well, there we go, there's one. What have we got here? Oh, big fat black crow. I suppose one crow is an attempted murder. Look at that. Got that for sale. I'm trying to buy that block of land there, the one right next to mine, to give myself a bit of a, you know, buffer zone. Still going to have to pull that fuel pump out again, aren't I?